the bottom of my heart, I hope that stage smells like gravy forever. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Drag Race Mexico Latina Royale coverage by yours truly, Philip Seymour Hoffwoman. It's the summer of Drag Race. We got a lot to cover. It's episode 2 of Drag Race Mexico Latina Royale. The runways are the thing that's really getting me. Also, this is one of the best talent shows I've seen in a while. This season, for me, is the best of the current 3. Canada has great drama, don't get me wrong. The talent and the runways on this season are something I'm having a hard time grasping, only because the price is 550,000 pesos, right? That amounts to about 35,000, a little over 35,000 American dollars. Some of these runway outfits are, I'm not sure how they're being sourced. Maybe it's a love of the game thing. Maybe they're coming together to support each other. Artists who create looks and the drag queens. Maybe it's a pride thing. I don't know, but these runways are out of control, and the talent show, honestly, is one of the best I've seen in a very long time. Even the song and dance numbers, Horacio Patasio's in particular, are so joyful and tight and fun. And it's not like, the thing about the talent show numbers for this particular talent show, the song and dance ones mainly, that set them apart from some of the American ones is some of the American ones seem like they're doing it because they thought, this is what I have to do. These, they actually want to do them. I know that sounds, it's no shade. I have a shade button right here. Anyways, yeah, it's just like they actually want to do it. I loved Desiree Beck's. Look, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to start with a mini challenge because the international seasons tend to have better mini challenge vibes for me. This one was, sorry, I have a whole setup here. I just had surgery. I'm doing great, guys. It's okay. Anyways, it's a grinder mini challenge. They have to vote on who was most likely to have this or that quality on their grinder profile. It was a superlative challenge with a fun twist. I have never been on Grindr. Feel free to call me a liar or whatever. I have people in my comments saying that they saw me on Grindr all the time. You have not. That's fine. But anyways, that being said, I love how Matraka's profile pic actually just looked like an actual profile picture you would maybe see on Grindr. I'm just gonna kind of go through them here. I really love Desiree Beck, and I'm glad that she did not go home like immediately. Here's the thing, I kind of wish all the queens got to stay the whole time because they've built such a wonderful tapestry of, you know, perspectives from all over the world, flavors, if you will. I feel weird as a calling Latinas flavors. I almost wish it was a no-go home season because you make this beautiful cake and, you know, like, you get pieces of the cake, but I would rather get full slices than have pieces picked off. I kind of wish that it was a points thing and they all got to stay and show all the runways, because like the American queens, they go home, they show the looks that they didn't get to show on Instagram, and that already kind of isn't enough. The fact that these Latina queens went so very apparently all out on their runways, and for a price of $35,000. These diasporic seasons where it's like people from all over the world coming together and sharing the thing about drag that made them want to do it, the things that they celebrate about themselves and each other, rather than like, that's very much what I'm about. And that's why this is personally my favorite season that's airing right now, because it's such a joyful celebration, which Alexis Mateo, we'll get to it. I just like, she could do no wrong. I think Barbie Q actually said it best, where it was like Alexis Mateo could spit in my eye and I would clap. Nailed it. My dog is very old and he is snoring. By the way, Drag Queen did it. Competing on an American show where the prize is $1 million and then taking home $1 million untaxed American dollars, which amounts to, I think, like a little over 5 million reais is, I think of all the people that have won a drag race or, you know, drag race adjacent franchise, not to make everything about drag race, but it's Queen of the Universe. So let's round up to drag race. Even though the prize money was more. I mean, no offense to Queen of the Universe. The runways were let's go over them actually. Horacio Patasio's cat look was honestly, listen, we've seen a lot of cat looks. There was something about the repetition of the patterns and the contrasting choices of which patterns were where on which details, and it was just so cohesive. I really liked it. I will say, I thought Tsunami Muse did better on the runway last week. She was good this week. She was just like mid this week. It's you're not gonna be amazing every week. I do think Tsunami Muse is still sort of in the running to make it farther than most. It's funny because Alexis Mateo, I think, had a better shot at winning kind of any of the previous seasons that she was on. This is fierce competition, and it seems like a different speed. I want what she offers to be, this is how fat my cat is. I'm not allowed to lift him after my surgery. My other cat, I'm allowed to pick him up. I'm not allowed to pick up Bruce. And I love that for him. I mean, he's healthy. He's healthy at that weight. If he was thinner, he wouldn't be himself. Thought something had fallen off the top of my desk and it was just him getting off his tree. I was more impressed with Eva Blunt's runways last week. I will say that. The braid thing, it's also, take anything I say with a giant bucket of salt because I'm not a designer. Sometimes I feel like I have a sense of what's missing. Like, for example, I wish Tsunami Muse's outfit had like one more thing. I really like Desiree Beck's outfit. Obviously, Michelle would hate it. They're the shades of green. Okay, actually, cards on the table. I agree with Michelle about green. It has the most shades that I dislike of any color, as in like there's some good shades of green. The bad shades of green are more offensive to me than the bad shades of other colors, if that makes sense. I also love that, like, for how big Brazil is, for how prolific it is as a culture, for how much it's growing as like a culture and economy, we don't, like Americans, like white Americans, don't know much about what that flavor is, what that sounds like. And I love that people are being exposed to Brazilian Portuguese because it's a beautiful, cool language. I'm trying to learn it. It's difficult. I know Spanish and I'm trying to learn Portuguese. Okay, so Elektra Vandergeld's runway is my favorite of the week. Again, I think Elektra Vandergeld's probably going to be the runway queen of the season. That apparently is who she was on her original season. I really love when a queen pulls off the no eyebrows thing. Matraka last week for her first ball look, and Elektra Vandergeld as this crazy ram Capricorn thing, which I have a ton of Capricorn. I ate a lot. I don't remember eating this much Capricorn. There's a joke in there somewhere. Amazing look. So Regina Voce really just seems to focus on nailing a polished feminine look and vibe and illusion. I think it's great. It's not necessarily what I'm always interested in, but she seems to be like Alexis Mateo in that she like knows her brand and just nails it, checking that box. And this looks great. It looks great. I have no complaints. It's not gonna be one of the looks I show to people, but it's very good. Now, Alexis Mateo. Guys, here's the thing. If Alexis Mateo is not your thing, it's okay. It's fine. Like, you can leave. And she's probably doing an outdoor brunch, and it's probably very crowded. The wait list is probably very long. It's probably at the most expensive resort, even if it is a brunch. You can leave without making too much noise. No one's gonna notice. We're having such a good time. Take it or leave it. That's like all I can say. It's amazing. It looks like someone rolled a Giorgio de Chirico painting through like a Little Mermaid glitter sand set. I love it. I love Alexis Mateo. She is so full of joy. She knows exactly who she is, and she's been delivering on her brand for literal decades. Matraka's runway is beyond mythical. It's mythic, which I think of mythical is like evocative of myth, whereas mythic is just like, you're God. I think that's my understanding of the difference. And Matraka is just offering so much. I loved Miss Abby, oh my God's outfit. I loved the flower. I wish she'd kept the petals on. I don't think the reveal was like, yeah, it was very much like what would happen if you took all the petals off a flower. I really loved it. I just wish. Oh, and honestly, Eva Blunt's breast contour was very, very good. Mariana Starr's runway is also very, very, very good. The mask and the headpiece are so incredible. We've seen this before, but not like this. That's sort of the thing. That's sort of been the theme of Latina Royale, is the fact that like we've seen so much of this before. In a way, you ain't gotta reinvent the wheel. You just gotta care about it. You just gotta care about the wheel. That's the next phrase. That's the way to rebrand and recycle. You ain't gotta reinvent the wheel. You just gotta care about the wheel. You gotta want the wheel to look good. You gotta actually care about how it moves. You can't just be like, oh, it's technically a wheel, I'm done. Polish that wheel. Make sure that when you take that wheel to the gas station, if you're filling the area yourself, look at the recommended pressure of the wheel. So I located the barbecue runway. I just wanted to be respectful because like she has an amazing message later on about what it means to live in and inevitably comment on the experience of Indigenous peoples and how you kind of can do it respectfully / not do it respectfully. It was incredibly artful. While I'm on this, I want to talk about Barbecue's background because it's like one of the best Mirror Chat stories in the history of the show. The fact that her grandfather was the vice president of Bolivia and she left for Germany to study political science and wound up becoming a drag queen. It like actually doesn't get much better than that. I feel like we're gonna glaze over that because, spoiler alert, she goes home this episode. I'm really sad about that. I wanted to see more. It's not that I dislike Mariana. Barbecue's energy is so joyful and weirdly humble, but intense. Intense and humble is not something we get often. When she's upset about how the judges interpreted her art, she's not being petulant. She's not saying the judges are wrong. She's just musing on the nature of bringing a talent like that to a talent show. Was her talent in the bottom? I mean, I understand why it was in the bottom for sure, because, it's like she says, it's weird to judge performance art like this. Look, Desiree Bex was my favorite. What do you want from me? Of course it was my favorite. Anyone who knows me at all could have predicted a mile away that Desiree Beck's talent was going to be my favorite because it involves a rooster giving a bad you-know-what and getting slapped up for it. It's so funny how on All Stars 11 people were like, we've seen burlesque before, it's been done to death. No shade to Crystal Method. I think we were about 7 or 8 seconds into Desiree Beck's version that I decided I liked hers better than the snowman thing. The fact that that was a burlesque number at all, I just said you ain't got to reinvent the wheel. I think sometimes in caring about the wheel, you wind up reinventing it to your own perspective. How's that? You can reinvent the wheel, but it has to come through your own passion, your own vision, your vision of being a rooster that is bad at night work. Okay, so we started with Tsunami's song and dance number, which I think was a good way to start because I think she was safe. I think it was better than most of the song and dance numbers that we see. I understand why Canada tried to ban the original song and dance thing because I think people had stopped caring about it. I think you just have to not phone it in. If I had a good metaphor. Here's what it is. It's like if too many people brought in bad soup to a cookout and it was just, so I'm sorry, I don't know why people are bringing soup to a cookout. They were like, no more soup at this potluck. It's just become a soup party, so you guys need to bring something else. And it's like, the problem wasn't the soup, it was that the soup was coming from a can rather than I think what I was trying to say before my giant cat moved the ground, make the soup from original ingredients in a stock you made yourself, not from a can. And a bunch of the queens were coming in with canned soup when it came to song and dance numbers. Tsunami's was a good start because it was the sort of middle tier for me regarding the song and dance numbers. I do respect the show for not dogging the queens that made some small error. Tsunami Muse not landing her cartwheel, whatever. It doesn't need to be a welcome thing like Kasha Davis style. So I respect the show for not getting fake hung up on stuff like that. I liked Mariana's. It was fun. It was energetic. I do understand why she was in the bottom. We've been over how I feel about Desiree Bex. I don't think I can talk about it too much without potentially getting shadow banned or demonetized. Not that I'm making money off my YouTube stuff yet. More gravy. I hope they never get the gravy smell out. From the bottom of my heart, I hope that stage smells like gravy forever. I liked barbecues. Get me with in the Hall of the Mountain King every time. I just wish it built to a little more of something, I think, in a black box theater. If I was there with the lights, maybe if the smoke was, by the way, that stage smells so weird with the gravy and smoke. That must have been pretty meaty. Bimini Bon Boulash would have been quite triggered. Horacio Patasio's talent might be the single best song and dance number I've seen in a talent show in a very long time. I don't want to say ever, because then people dogpile me with this or that thing about me being hyperbolic, and my cat is being so loud, and my partner is a nurse and has to wake up at like 5:30 in the morning. Okay. Horacio Patasio's choreography. Horacio Patasio's number was very tight and amazing and fun and joyful and precise and embodied and fully realized and present. And it was so fun to watch. Why not have a wall of straps that you have to jump through? Why not all of it? Why just have fun? What sounds good in this soup? It was genius. I was actually pretty upset that she wasn't in the top, to be honest. I mean, I understand why the tops were in the top. The thing is, Desiree Beck, I get why that. Maybe it's my thing. I understand why someone would make it safe. I get it. Okay. Was it my favorite? Yes, absolutely. Oh my God. But like the fact that Desiree and Horacio and Matraka were all safe was confusing to me. Personally, Alexis Mateo is basically doing an Alexis Mateo version of the same parts. Listen, it's exactly what I said before. She is the ultimate brunch queen, and I mean that as a compliment, because it is a brunch at an incredibly expensive resort where you have to enter a huge wait list. I just can't picture anyone having a bad time watching Alexis Mateo. And if you have a bad time watching Alexis Mateo, that's fine. You're not a bad person. You're just not my people. But I understand why she was safe. I get that. That's fine. Ava Blunt's was a little confusing to me. I understand that she got tangled with. I'm unclear on like the origin or the inspiration, because everyone was sort of bringing a little of themselves, and she was Chun-Li, which, sure, I don't know. Listen, as a white person, when I borrow from another culture or whatever, it's different than what. I have no business talking about anything intersectional. It's not about like whether or not she was allowed to do this. I guess I just like didn't see. I'm not saying everyone needs to be Matraka. The talent lands with a cleaner crunch if you see its trajectory from beginning to end. I don't feel like I learned about who she is from this. I feel like I learned about something she likes, which is cool. You are what you love, etc. It's just like, for a talent show, it was a little confusing. Very cool. It was very cool. It was a cool talent. I'm sure it takes a lot of skill. It's just, again, it's more about what she likes rather than who she is. Now, Miss Abby, oh my God, leave it to a Brazilian that, you know, immigrated to Holland to do a DJ thing. That's not shady. It's just like, yeah, absolutely, hell yeah, like that's the culture. And that's super cool that she did it. I don't know if she was in the top for me. I think that so many people did so well. It's not a matter of like, obviously she shouldn't have been at the bottom. I'm not saying that. It's just like there were people that I would have put on the top before her, and it's no shade to Miss Abby. Oh my God, I find her to be one of the most compelling people on the season. Fun fact: I went to school with half of Sophie Tucker. I was in an acting class with Sophie Hollywell, and I remember thinking, what's she gonna do with a degree in Portuguese? She was majoring in Portuguese. If you're wondering what does someone like that major in college? Portuguese. Okay, so Matraka's. Listen, it was immaculate. Matraka's message and delivery. Don't come at me with the candle thing. She should have been in the top. I'm sorry. I was as confused as she was. She's got to win, right? This is the thing. It's Alexis Mateo. I love her to death. I wanted her to win Canada vs. the World too. I'm still traumatized by that finale. Not because I don't think Lemon deserved it, but because Kennedy Davenport and Alexis Mateo were right there, and there was a 66.66% chance that one of them were finally going to have a crown. I wanted them both to have a crown. We all want them both to have a crown. They're Kennedy Davenport and Alexis Mateo. It went to the 33.33 that it wasn't either of them. Not fun odds. Odds that happened. Odds that happened to a deserving person, because Lemon is a great queen. All that being said, I don't see Alexis Mateo beating someone like Matraka. I just don't. And I don't know how Matraka gets sent home. I love Matraka so much. This is what a talent show is about. I'm sorry. This is a talent. Being able to express your perspective in such a distinct and immaculate way is absolutely a talent. It's a more difficult talent. It's not juggling. Juggling is a talent. It's so good I can't. And speaking of, Elektra Vandergeld, I want to say, I thought I heard that Elektra Vandergeld was saying that it was like a really high concept thing. If the high concept is reinventing something that seems basic with only the most intelligent ingredients, then sure, it's high concept. But for me, this was her, once again, caring about the wheel and reinventing it in the process, because these lyrics were so poetic and so smart. The way that she did the burlesque was itself poetic and so smart. How was she not in the top? Again, it's nothing against Abby, oh my god. It's just that Electra Vandergeld, and because the bottoms for me were relatively clear. The tops were confusing. Regina Voce, great, honestly. Like, again, we're going out tonight. Speed it up a little. Flashbacks. Which, by the way, I'm also a Fifi O'Hara apologist. The real winner of season 4. Don't Chad Michaels me. Chad Michaels had her moment. She was always supposed to win an All-Stars. Defend the winner of season 4, I dare you. Everyone is so quick to dethrone the winner of season 2. And the winner of season 4 is right there. Whatever. I'm not defending Tyra at all. She's said heinous things, unforgivable things. She's not trying to be forgiven in any meaningful and thoughtful way. But the fact that people are more ready to dethrone her than the winner of season 4, there's a word for it. It starts with an R. Anyways, Regina Voce, this was amazing. This was reinventing the wheel through caring about what you were going to do. This was so funny and so good and so skilled, and she was so comfortable doing it. I get why she was in the top. For me, she was like not the tippy top, not the tippy tip top. For me, because the talent, yes, the talent is there. The raw talent into idea. Oh my god. Bruce, was that you? My cat has the bowel movements of an alcoholic stepdad. I'm gonna cry. You guys, I love this cat so much. It's not, I found him outside and he's amazing. I love him so much. But at night, he does horrible things to the air and floor. And one of these days, he's going to find a way to do it to the ceiling too. But I will still love him. So I'm going to skip ahead to the lip sync because we've been over, like, I agree with Matraka about the confusion. I found Barbecue's emotions to be extremely deserving of empathy. She didn't do it in a petulant way. She was chewing on something that I think we all chew on regarding the talent show. She wasn't saying, like, I should have won. This person was worse, that person was worse. She was saying, I believe in my art. It's difficult to judge art. Do I understand why she was in the bottom? Absolutely. However, this is sort of the difficulty of the talent show because, like, if you ask me who my favorite was, it was Desiree Beck. Tough to judge art. Is that a talent? Knowing how funny that is a talent to me. But this is sort of the thing, isn't it? As far as the most talented, I understand Regina Voce. Abby, oh my god, honestly, not so much. And that's nothing. I find Abby, oh my god, so compelling. At least safe. Nowhere near the bottom, believe me. I don't think a butt is a talent. And I'm not just saying that because my butt's bad right now. I got a bad butt. I had butt surgery, and not the fun kind. Let's just say it's the opposite of a Hank Hill right now. Or it's two Hank Hills. It's Hank Hill all the way up my back. Guys, I got a Hank Hill extension. It's the inverse of a Brazilian butt lift. The lip sync song. Love the spoken word breaks. Love the BPM is punishing. I think that fast talking or fast BPM, I don't think there's a right way to do this. I think it's whoever got closest to passing. I don't even know if Denali and Laganja could sell this song. That's my personal taste. That's my personal preference. At a certain point, it's like this song was like back to the soup metaphor. This is a soup that's so spicy. It's just like one of the ones that the chefs have to make while wearing a gas mask, where it's basically like a man versus food challenge. At a certain point, you're not really tasting the choices of the queens. You're just watching them try to keep up. Anyways, it is revealed that Regina Voce has Barbecue's lipstick, and Barbecue is sent home after an incredibly meaningful and intelligent and perspective-heavy story that is produced within an inch of its life this episode, but not in a bad way, just in a way where they had to get it all out, I guess, before she went home, and they did. But yeah, we learned a lot about Barbecue. I'm sad that she's just like a double pork chop. I'm not down for that, but here we are. I wish all the queens could stay. Listen, if you're watching this video, you're also probably watching this season, but if you know of someone who likes Drag Race and is for whatever skipping this season, say to them what the people that watch Philippines say to me, and yell at them for not watching it, and ask them why they're not watching it. Love to all. Love to all. Is that my sign-off phrase?
This is my sign-off phrase. Love to all.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. I love you so much. Good night. Have a wonderful night. Have the best night. Just don't stop it, please. Stop. I'm trying to say good night. Stop.